All right, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our new student orientation for spring 2024. So welcome. We're glad to have you today. We're going to start off with just some introductions, and then we're going to go over some helpful information and talk about campus resources and things of that nature. So I'm going to start with myself. My name is Kate Roche. I'm the Student Services Specialist here in the grad school. So I'm your point of contact for all things student related, whether it be events or just general questions. I do things like graduate assistantships and student records and things like that. So you're always welcome to reach out to me for questions. And I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Joy Bowers Campbell, our Associate Dean.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We are delighted to have you here. I hope today will be really informative for you and maybe allay any of your nervousness about starting classes next week. I will let you know there's no need to try and take notes. We really want you just to sit back and enjoy meeting Kate, enjoy meeting the MAPS advisor, and we are recording this. So if you know that there's information that you want to return to, we'll show you the website, the recording is there, and you can go to it and write down those things. So just, we hope that this will be informative. We want you to ask questions. If you don't have a mic, just drop your question in the chat box and we will, we've got some people working behind the scenes who will get your questions answered to the best of our abilities. So welcome.
Thank you, Joy. So I'm going to hand it over to our senior MAPS advisor, Carson Williams. He's going to talk a little bit about our MAPS program.
Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Carson Williams. Senior advisor here, working primarily in the MAPS program in the Office of Student Retention. I just wanted to really quickly plug the MAPS program. It stands for Mentoring and Persistence to Success. We serve primarily first-generation students, which are students who both parents or guardians have not earned a traditional 4-year degree. And so if that's you, we provide all types of services, and honestly, just any kind of support a student needs that they feel they need to be successful at WCU. We're really used to making connections for students, making referrals, and getting them to the place they need to be most successful. We also serve students from low-income backgrounds, as well as students from independent backgrounds, so students who maybe come from foster homes or graduated out of foster care or homelessness, or even students with dependents, or just are of a certain age where they no longer have someone supporting them back home. So MAPS supports all those students, and we're here for you for whatever kind of support you need to get you connected in the school and get you successful. And as you go through your graduate career, you'll also work with undergraduate students. Feel free to refer them to us as well as needed. And don't forget that we're here and we're available and can support you however you feel fit.
Great, thanks, Carson. So yeah, now we're going to just move on to just some information. I'm going to share with you guys some more resources that we have on campus for you all. Feel free, because we do have a small group today. Don't be afraid to just drop questions as you have them in the chat, or unmute yourself if you feel comfortable doing that. We're happy to answer any questions you have along the way. So I'll start off. Before I start, I also wanted to introduce our dean. He couldn't be here today, but he welcomes you all this semester. So just to start off, I wanted to remind you all, as graduate students, we want you to engage. You're lucky to be on our beautiful campus located in a really beautiful area. So it's really easy as a graduate student to kind of get in your own little group or cohort and not really venture outside of that. But we encourage you, if you receive emails from us to, go to events, or even from your program, just to kind of get involved, utilize all of our campus resources, and get to know our community a little bit, because we have a really great community here in Cullowhee. And I'm going to talk more about our resources very soon. So to start off, I also want to remind you that the graduate school is here as your main point of contact, especially the first couple of weeks. If you're not really sure who to reach out to, we can always point you in the right direction. We're open on weekdays, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. And because you're Cullowhee students, we're pretty easy to access. We're in the Cordelia Camp building. And we're here via email or phone. You're always welcome to just call us if you're just not really sure. Don't hesitate. We're always here to help. And we also have some great social media accounts happening right now. We have a Facebook and Instagram. So please follow us if you haven't already, just to keep up to date with the events and the things that are going on in the grad school. So talking about communication here, you'll want to make sure that you're checking your Catamount email, because this is how we will be communicating to you. So the graduate school will send emails to this account when we have events or resources to share with you guys. You'll also be receiving emails from financial aid to this email or your advisor. So make sure you're checking it pretty regularly, especially if you haven't already. There's probably a lot waiting for you in there. And if you haven't activated it yet, you could do so by going to this link here, email.wcu.edu. And if you ever need help getting into it, IT can help you with that as well. And speaking of IT, our IT help desk is super helpful just for everything technology related. If you ever have problems with your student account or your email or anything of that nature, they're a really great resource for you guys. You can either call them or put in a ticket. Either they're, works well, they're super responsive. And also make sure that you're connected to our Wi-Fi, which is called Edaroam. And if you need help connecting to that, they can help you with that as well. So if you haven't already, make sure that you get the hang of navigating your My WCU page. So this is where you're going to be doing pretty much everything from registering for classes, getting into your Canvas for your courses. You can also access IT through your My WCU here. You can see there's a link to it on the right of your page. So there's a lot of things you can do here. You can even view your transcript and things like that. So make sure you get the hang of this. And when you go into Canvas, you might not see everything there yet. Sometimes courses aren't available until your first day of classes, so don't be worried. But this is where you can find things like your syllabus, what books you might need, your professor, his contact information or her contact information, and things like that. And because you guys are located on campus, you'll want to make sure you get your CAT card set up. So this is really necessary for pretty much all the resources on campus. So if you want to check out a library book, if you want to use our recreation center, which is amazing, if you want to get student discounts at local restaurants, sometimes they'll take a CAT card. So if you haven't set this up, it's really easy to do. You can do it remotely. You can email your information to catcard@wcu.edu and give them your information. You'll want to give them a picture, just of yourself, of your face, and they'll get that set up for you. So make sure you do that as soon as you can. Okay, so now I'm just going to move into just all the campus resources that we offer here. Again, we have a beautiful campus with a lot to offer. In this picture here, you'll see we call it a Cata fount. So you'll notice we have a lot of Cata kind of names. We name everything Cata something. So this is kind of the center of campus. So whenever you hear that, you'll know what it is now. It's next to our clock tower. So yeah, make sure you walk around campus, kind of get the lay of the land. Since you're taking classes on campus, you're also going to want to make sure you set up your parking pass. It's really easy to do, and you don't actually need to get a physical pass to put on your car, which is really nice. They set this up by scanning your license plate. So you're going to want to make sure when you park, you don't back in because they drive through and scan everyone's plates to check for parking. So if you have not set this up already, you can do this with our parking services. So you can either call them at this number here, or you can go to their website for more information, just parking.wcu.edu. And then for safety, on campus, we do have a campus police. So if you do ever have any kind of emergency or you feel unsafe or anything like that, hopefully that will never happen. But if it does, we have a number, it's 8911. So they encourage you to put this in your phone. It is 828-227-8911. And the reason for that is because if something does ever happen, our police on campus are normally very quick to respond. And sometimes the Jackson County 911, they take a little bit longer to get here just because they serve the whole county. So if it's something, that's happening on campus, make sure to call this number here. And we also have emergency medical services. So they're here to support our students if an emergency does happen on campus, and they're very quick to respond as well. Okay, we also have a counseling program. We call it CAPS. This is available for all of our students. So we just want to make sure you guys are aware of this as well. The same services that undergrads have, you guys have them too. So if you ever want to make an appointment, you can either give them a call or go to their website. It is caps.wcu.edu. And when it comes to your books, if you need to purchase any books for your courses, you can do that through our bookstore. It is on campus, but you can also go to their website. It's books.wcu.edu. And if you're not sure what books you need yet for your courses, you can often find this information on your course listing in my WCU. And a lot of times it will also be on the syllabus if the syllabus is available on Canvas. And if you can't find that, then I would reach out to your professor and just confirm that. And that your professor will probably go over this the first day as well. But if you do need to buy books, we have a bookstore available for you all. And we also have free books available for everyone. So Hunter Library is a great resource for our students. You can check books out with your CAT card. You can use their online database to search for things if you need research. And they just have a lot of great resources available, especially if you just need a really quiet place to study or read. You can book a room in the library and things like that. So definitely make sure to walk over there and check it out. Okay, and there's a lot of other resources here for you guys. So I just want to make you aware, if you ever just need help, feel free to reach out to us. We can point you in the right direction, but also there's a lot of other resources available for you all. We have something called Brain Fuse that we offer to our students. It's an online tutoring service. We also have Writing and Learning Commons, which is a great resource. It is on campus. They can help you with writing, kind of looking over papers, things like that. So definitely use them. They're a great resource. We also have a Center for Career and Professional Development. They can help you with things like your resume, preparing for interviews, things like that. And of course, we have our IT support, which is a great resource. All right, so that's just an overview of our resources here. So before we keep going, I just want to go over some less fun topics, but things that you really need to know. And this is our academic policies. So in undergrad, this might have been a bit different for you, especially if you were at WCU. It's just a little bit different here in grad school when it comes to grades, stopping out, and things like that. So I'm just going to go over this really briefly here. So, um, in graduate school, one F grade will result in a dismissal. So you really want to make sure you don't make an F if you can. So make sure to use our resources if you feel like you're in trouble or you're really having a tough time with a course. Make sure to reach out to your advisor or your professor. Reach out to the Writing and Learning Commons or our tutoring center, and just see what we can do to kind of get you back on track. Another thing to note is a third C will also result in a permanent, or not a permanent, excuse me, just a dismissal. So you don't want to get 3 Cs because we definitely don't want you to be dismissed. So just again, make sure that you're communicating with your program and your advisors and us if you need help. If you have taken any graduate level courses at a different institution and you want to transfer them in, we do allow for transfers. You would just need to contact your advisor and kind of share what courses you want to transfer in. And what they'll do is they'll kind of evaluate your courses and see if they fit in their curriculum. So just be aware it is possible. So just kind of work with your program on that. And another thing that a lot of students don't really know, but we have a stop out policy. And what that means is you can take up to 2 semesters off without any penalty, and you'll still remain an active student. So, for example, let's say you enroll this semester, but then next semester you need to take a break for whatever reason. You don't have to do anything. You would just remain an active student. And as long as you return in that third semester, you'll still be active. You would just want to make sure that you communicate this with your advisor so that they know, why you're leaving and when you're coming back, and they can kind of prepare you to finish your courses. And if you don't return, if you stop out for 3 semesters, then you would have to reapply to enroll again. So that's just something to be aware of. Is totally fine to take a semester off if you need it. And again, you can take up to 2 off without any action from us. So another thing to note, if you decide you want to withdraw from a course, that is fine. You just have to be aware of the deadline for withdrawing. So normally, if you're at the end of the semester, you might have missed the deadline. So if you feel like you need to withdraw, try and do it as soon as possible, and make sure that you are communicating with your advisor on that. All right, so I'm going to move into some professional development opportunities that the graduate school offers you all. I know a lot of your programs might also offer things as well, but I just wanted to touch on a few things that we have for you guys. So the first thing is our Graduate Student Association. We have a group of really great students who are running this year, and they often will have events or ways to support you. So one of the things that they offer is a travel award. So you can apply for this if you're traveling for a conference or something like that. You're maybe going out of the state or in state. We have funds available for that. And what they do is they kind of vote and they distribute those funds to our grad students. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We'll be opening up our spring travel awards here in the next week or so. And we do it every semester. So like let's say in advance that you're gonna be traveling, just make sure to keep an eye out for that. And they also have other events like last semester, they had a career talk where they had a few professors share, their tips on building resumes and interviews and things like that. So again, just be on the lookout for that. And if you're ever interested in joining our student association, we're going to be looking for new students for next fall. So be on the lookout for that as well. We also have a lot of great competitions available for our students. One of them is our 3-minute thesis competition. And this is going to be happening in February this year. So if you're a new student and you feel like you're not ready for this yet, that's okay. We still encourage you to attend our event if you want to. We're going to have a watch party for this. But essentially what this is you take your research and you condense it down to 3 minutes, and you basically give a thesis talk. And we take our top 10 and we score them, and the first place winner gets a prize. So it's really fun, and we're gonna actually have our watch party at the Innovation in Cullowhee on campus. So we're going to be sending information about that soon. So be on the lookout. But we do this every year, and it's really fun. And then another big event that happens every year is our Graduate Research Symposium. So again, we're going to be sending more information out about this soon, but it's happening in March this spring. And we have a variety of different competitions available. This year, we're actually just doing poster presentations and oral presentations, but it's a really great opportunity to share your research and even meet people outside of your program and see their research. And we also give prizes for this as well. So it's a really great opportunity. If you can attend it, if you're not presenting, I would encourage it. It's a really great event. And yeah, and if you have any questions about either of these events, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. All right, so that pretty much concludes my presentation. All of this information is going to be available on our graduate student orientation page. We're going to have a recording of this up. So if someone wasn't able to attend, they can view it. And there's also a lot of links to our resources here on our campus on this page. So thank you so much for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, put them in the chat or unmute yourself. But if you don't, we are so glad that you're here this semester. So thank you for coming.
And before you guys go, the only thing that I want to add is we will be looking for new, Kate talked about our Graduate Student Association, and the executive board will be holding elections at the end of the spring. So it's the perfect time if you want to dip your toes in and get involved with our GSO. We would love for you to do so. And then perhaps consider in the fall being or running for one of the offices. So again, reach out to Kate if you want some more information. Watch your email. We usually put out, a call for applications for folks for the fall, but it's a great way to get involved and to meet folks that are outside the cohort that you will be immersed in a couple of days. So a little plug there for our GSA.
Well, if you don't have any more questions, you are free to go. And if you think of anything else, please reach out to us. You can email me or grad@wcu.edu. I put my email in the chat as well if you need that. Thanks for coming. Yay.
Great job, Kate.
Thanks.
Oh, that was great.
I was like, oh gosh, I've been talking forever.
I know that's what it feels like, and it's unnerving because you feel like you're in a vacuum, but